Namaste, my friends. Hello. My name is Pavel Kalagin. I am a yoga teacher by the system of the Sivananda, pretty known master for today. He's one of the best masters ever in yoga. Not because I'm in tradition of Sivananda, but it's true. He wrote about more than 300 books, and he opened a lot of ashrams. He helped a lot of people. He was an amazing yogi, Swami Vivekananda. So, but we're not going to speak about him today. I'm here in my little ashram in Brooklyn. That's the end of May 2021, and today is a pretty cold day, very unusual for the Brooklyn. So it's almost winter, yeah. Yesterday it was totally summer. Today winter. It's not easy to handle, especially people with the blood pressure and stuff. Yeah, okay. Little introduction. So I may stop for a while, a little bit for a few seconds sometimes, because my English is okay. I'm here in the country more than 30 years. I'm from Russia. So be patient, please. I speak, I can write, I can read, but I don't have enough words to explain difficult topics like philosophy of yoga, and sometimes even people who was born here, who knows English very well. Even for them it's difficult, so because it's not easy topic, yoga and philosophy, but anyway, I'll try my best. Meditation, it's very unique. Yeah. People don't speak about it every day, all day, right? So I'm a meditative person, so I might stop a little bit, like I told you, because of the language and because of I'm trying to stay in the present moment. I don't prepare myself too much before the video. I like to be natural, so that's my way to do. So I'm not a professor, I'm not trying to. I'm a yoga teacher, so for a long time, for 30 years, for 38 years or something, I study yoga for from 11 years old, pretty long time, and I know what I'm saying pretty much. So, but I'm not trying to do brainwash to you or to push you into yoga, any forceful way. I like freedom, so you may listen to me, you may not listen to me, so it's up to you. Yeah, I'm initiated into tradition, so with mantra. My spiritual name is Sankara. I'm not fanatical guy, but I was living in many ashrams for a pretty long time. I had many teachers, and I have a teacher right now, Sivananda, Prema, his name. He knows Sanskrit, amazing guru. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I have a lot of platforms and internet, and so I have a website, but it's mostly in Russian language. But in English, I have a YouTube channel like you're watching now, and I'm inviting you. In here, you may see any videos, not just philosophy, very practical ones, but it's all pretty much spiritual one, not religion one, because yoga it's not It's not a religion, it's a tradition, it's a spiritual tradition of, it's part of Hinduism, kind of, but it's kind of separately in a way. Yeah, it's very flexible, so any person can do yoga, like Christian, like anyone. Not anyone can accept yoga, like any priests or whatever, but yoga can accept anyone. That's the thing. That's what I like in yoga. Flexibility and yeah, and very deep wisdom. It's very ancient. Yes, so you may see my videos in here, like original videos, like this one. And that's about different topics of yoga, and not only philosophy, Vedanta. Yoga goes with Vedanta, like a lot. It's very similar traditions, yoga and Vedanta. Yeah, in a theory way. In a spiritual way, you can say. Yeah, but very practical one. Some interviews I have here, some many advices about yoga, about history, what is yoga, and so that's the channel about Vedic culture, pretty much. Yeah, and today, so yeah, I have a lot of platforms, like in English you can go to Instagram. I have, you will see in here under the video, you can see the sites. Instagram, and I'm in the Facebook in English also. On Russian I have much more platforms, but in English you can, for today, Facebook, Instagram. What I'm doing there, so I put my own phrases, so I'm writing the books and I'm taking the phrases. It's like, I could call them sutras or aphorisms of yoga way, Vedantic way, Vedic way, style, you can say that also. Taken from my books. I have plenty of them, like about 10,000 of them. So I'm writing for a pretty long time. I'm publishing books. So, and I'm putting there like one or two phrases like a day. So visit, welcome, I'll appreciate it. You can put comments any way you want, any questions. So I am doing also some advices, like you can ask me any questions about yoga. So welcome. It's not commercial ones. People who comes here, they pay some money, like who visits me live. So basically I do private lessons. I like it more. Yeah, that's pretty much, this is it. I'm looking at, not trying to look in the straight in the camera sometimes because my eyes not so good, and I'm doing yoga for eyes, and it's very helpful. I have a video in here also about that. So and today's topic is modern history of yoga. How the yoga came from the east to the west. So basically, it's very interesting topic. I have videos, they not connected to each other, so you can watch them separately, and they're not long one, so it's not gonna take long. I have video what is yoga, history of yoga, the general history, like from the ancient times, for the old times. I have videos about what yoga is good for, Yoga and Health, and many others. And today I want to speak about like history of yoga for the last, how it's traveled from the east to the west, and the yoga today, like what we have. What about yoga for today? Yeah. What's the result of yoga for today? Yeah, according it's approximately the period of 100 years, let's say. Yeah. Short history of yoga for about the last 100 years, and yoga today. That's the topics for today. So I would say it started was Swami Vivekananda in 1915. He came to United States. I'm gonna speak mostly about United States. It's a good example how it's traveled. Yeah. In 1915, and it was the Congress, big Congress, and he did a speech about yoga, pretty much the first time about yoga, Vedanta, and Vedic culture. He explained what is it, and in many ways. So that was the first step, official step, let's say, real master. He was the real master, real guru. He was the student of Ramakrishna, pretty known also master in the world, who reached samadhi, who was enlightened. So Vivekananda was also enlightened. It means saint person. Yeah, and then after him, Swami Yogananda came. It's another Swami, another guru of yoga. But Vivekananda, he didn't stay here. He just came here for a while and then came back to India. But Yogananda, he's Swami Yogananda. He wrote many books actually. Swami Vivekananda also wrote many books for yogas. It's a great book of him. I like it a lot. Yeah, and Swami Yogananda, he was about Kriya Yoga master. So I have a video, types of yoga. So in Kriya Yoga, it's one of the yoga type or style or way of yoga. Yoga in general, not just exercise, the whole yoga system with meditation, with philosophy, with mantras, with the diet, with breathing, pranayama, concentration, relaxation, reading scriptures, the books about it. Yeah. So Swami Yogananda, he was a really great master, also enlightened. He came. It was a Great Depression in America. It was 30s, and he opened the ashrams, many ashrams then, in here, and it was pretty successful. Some of them exist till now. It was 30s. Kriya Yoga, it's a mix of yogas. You may say it's very similar to classical yoga, like Yoga Patanjali, it calls, or 8 limbs of yoga, or Raja Yoga, King Yoga sometimes it calls. So it's very close. Yoga Patanjali, it's Patanjali, like he wrote like very amazing book of yoga, like it's a classic for today, and who study yoga, like almost everybody like using it. Yeah. So Swami Yogananda, and he mixed a little bit with Christianity. He did comments even for the Bible, also Bhagavad Gita. It's not a scripture but Indian one, and he mixed it like yoga, like Eastern and Western cultures, pretty successfully. So he's got many students. I'm sorry. Yeah, many students, and like I told you, it's the tradition exists till now. And after him it was another masters, like Vishnudevananda. It's from my tradition. He was a student of Sivananda, one of the greatest students, and he came to America. It was about late 50s, early 60s. Yeah, he was also one of them who brought yoga into the East. So in New York especially, to America, and then he opened like a lot of ashrams around the world. He had like a lot of energy, like amazing person. Actually, my guru Sadashivananda, his student. So I'm glad about it, and I'm proud about it also. He also wrote amazing book. It calls Complete Illustrated Book of Yoga. I really recommend it. So he wrote just one book, but it's everything there. It's about meditation, it's about diet, it's about philosophy, pretty much about everything. And he did a lot of photos by himself, so it's illustrated. So amazing book. So that was late 50s and 60s. And then after that, plenty of masters came. Swami Prabhupada, Bhakti Yogi, Hare Krishna, everybody knows for today, Krishna people. Yeah, he came like in 60s, even Beatles studied from him, like George Harrison especially, many famous Western people by this tradition till now. It's a Bhakti Yoga, yoga of devotion to the Krishna. It's also yoga. They don't do asanas much, but it's still yoga. Yeah, they study Bhagavad Gita, also the, like I would say, main book, the holy book of the Hinduism for the yogi people. Yeah, and many others, like in 60s and 70s, it was a lot already. Like the more famous, it's Osho Rajneesh, let's say, like very famous. who came to actually to America, and many ashrams and many systems, like many teachers, opened their heart, their doors in India for the Western people, because before it was like kind of secret, like kind of yeah, it's a long story why, but they started to open the doors for anyone in the world. It's many of them. So it's Satya Sai Baba, of course Jiddu Krishnamurti, also Shri Ravi Shankar. Who else, like the most? Of course Sri Aurobindo. It's a main ashram's main teachers. The tradition still exists. The ashram still exists right now. Satchidananda Ganapati Swami. He's amazing. He's still alive, and yeah. Of course, Swami Shivananda, like I said. The ashram still exists, like in India and anywhere in the world. So that's pretty much the short history how the who brought yoga to the West. I mean, yeah, and how it's pretty long story. It's gonna take like hours and hours. And I'm gonna do some videos about those people, about Saint Masters, like separately. It's gonna be. I don't want to take your time like too much. And yoga for today, few words, like how it was 100 years ago and how's it right now. Like especially for the women, like I'm not like a crazy guy. I was like I'm for. Not against the women, like I'm about equal rights, let's put it that way. But in old times in India it was more like the women almost never did yoga, like very few, mostly men. So that's why it's another unique thing. So what's the yoga for today? What we have the situation of yoga for today? It's amazing situation. Like yoga, it's like really became popular in any ways. Yeah, stress relief, any health problem, many health problems. So it exists now, like even some scientists like into the yoga, they trying to exploring yoga for themselves, how it works, and today is like almost official, like even in some places, like even in traditional medicine. So today's yoga, they using it in the prison, in the hospitals. In Japan, even like people does yoga, like officially, like they're supposed to do it, like in a break time, like 15 minutes of yoga or 20 minutes of yoga, in some big corporations, like yeah. And I don't want to tell you names and stuff, but the yoga really popular today, and I'm suggesting to look for it. So it gives you knowledge, spiritual knowledge, like wider consciousness, It's gonna give you like meditation, gonna give you balance, and asanas will give you flexibility and blood circulation. And of course it's very good for depression, for anxiety, so it's much easier to survive today with yoga. So I'm strongly recommend you, not pushing you, but by my experience I helped a lot to myself, like with yoga, with myself, with many things. And I'm very happy about it. It works on any level, on mental level, on physical level, on psychical level, on spiritual level. So it's a unique system. So today's we have a lot of yoga studios, like everywhere around the world, like pretty much. So I think this is it for today. Whatever, like if you live in the States, if you live in Canada or South America or in Russia, or maybe you live in Australia or Europe, England, France, anywhere, Ukraine, anywhere you can find yoga today. So find a good teacher. It's very important. Like try not to do it by yourself if you're serious about it, because you can do damage. Be careful about it, because for the Western people it's still new thing. We're like very different. In India it was like for thousands of years they get used to it. You know, you need to get used to it too by genes. You know, it's supposed to be generational. So finding the teacher, the proper teacher for you. Feel it by your heart. Like don't listen to the people much. Just feel it's your teacher or not. Like try to use your intuition more. And go for it. So I wish you luck. And do your comments, advices, questions, and try to stay well balanced as much as possible. With yoga it's going to be easier. Namaste.